We are on the edge of a year that will be talked about for decades. A year that's not just coming, it's arriving, and it's poised to completely reshape the gaming landscape as we know it.
And look, we're not talking about your standard updates or the usual sequels. 2026, it's about landmark events, about fundamental shifts in what we even expect from entertainment.
You have to understand, all across the globe, the most revered studios in the industry are preparing their most ambitious, most long-awaited games ever. We're talking about everything from sprawling open worlds to the most intimate, terrifying corridors. The scale of what's coming is just immense. So, let's begin with a return to the darkness. First up, Capcom is setting a truly chilling tone for the year. This is the 9th main entry in the legendary survival horror franchise, and from everything we're hearing, it promises to be the most harrowing one yet, a deep, dark dive back into the very genre that it defined. The developers are teasing a new kind of terror, a relentless pursuer that learns from you, that adapts to you, and that instills this feeling of genuine, inescapable dread. They're really trying to push the boundaries of what survival horror can even be. So here's the deal. The game is this masterful blend of new and old. We're going to be following a new protagonist, an FBI analyst named Grace Ashcroft, as she goes back to a ruined Raccoon City, decades after the original outbreak. And here's a really bold move. You can actually switch between the up-close, intimate horror of first-person and the classic strategic tension of third-person. It's like they're blending two whole eras of the series into one. All right, let's step out of the shadows of Raccoon City and into the world of espionage. It's time to step into the tailored suit of the world's most famous spy. But this isn't the agent you think you know. This is the story of a man becoming a myth. IO Interactive, the masters of stealth from the Hitman series, they are taking us all the way back to the very start of James Bond's career, before the 00 status, before the license to kill. And having IO Interactive at the helm, that is absolutely crucial here. They're building this origin story around what they do best: intricate stealth, clever gadgets, and these absolutely breathtaking cinematic missions. This isn't just a chance to play as Bond. It's a chance to inhabit the mind of a spy in a way that, let's be honest, only the creators of Hitman could pull off. But now, for the Titan. Okay, there are big games, and then there is this. A release that doesn't just impact the industry, it transcends it. It becomes a global phenomenon. The weight of expectation for this title is unlike anything we have ever seen. You have to remember, Rockstar Games, they don't just release games. They set new standards for an entire generation of entertainment. Make no mistake, for months, even years after its release, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to dominate conversations, it's going to dominate sales charts, it will be the cultural zeitgeist. Just a number itself, it carries so much power. It represents more than a decade of waiting, of speculation, of pure anticipation for what comes next in open-world design. So what do we actually know? Well, everything points to a truly next-generation experience. We're returning to a massive, Florida-inspired setting. We'll be following a criminal duo in a story that promises to be just as ambitious as the world it's set in. And the technology, the tech powering it all, is supposed to be a monumental leap in realism. They're aiming to simulate a world, not just present one. All right, from a game defined by its sprawling societal scale, we now zoom into the complete opposite, an intensely personal story of contained, savage fury. Insomniac Games is unleashing the animal. Let's be perfectly clear, this is not a lighthearted superhero adventure. It is a mature, unflinching look at one of Marvel's most complex characters, built around brutal, close-range combat that's designed to match his feral nature. And Insomniac is embracing the source material completely. The combat is designed to feel intense, feral, a true reflection of Wolverine's rage. The story is dark, it's aimed squarely at a mature audience, and it's drawing heavily from the comics. We're even talking about deep-cut characters like Omega Red and Mystique, which promises a real story for longtime fans. And now, for our final Titan, let's leave all that grit and grime behind and step into a world of magic, humor, and consequence. Yes, the long-awaited return to Albion is finally happening. This right here, this is the soul of Fable, isn't it? It's that promise that your journey is uniquely yours, forged by every single decision you make, whether it's for good or for evil. Playground Games has a huge task ahead of them. They have to modernize this beloved fantasy world while somehow preserving that unique British humor and, most importantly, that moral choice system that defined the whole series. From what we've seen, it looks like they're nailing it, with environments and a scope that are way more ambitious than anything the series has ever attempted.
So just take a step back and look at this lineup. Resident Evil, James Bond, Grand Theft Auto, Wolverine, and Fable. It's just an unprecedented slate of games. Every single one of these carries the weight of history, but also the promise of innovation. They each represent the absolute pinnacle of their genre.
The stage is set for a battle of giants. Each one of these titles has the potential to become a cultural landmark. So the final question isn't really which game is going to be good. They'll all be incredible. The real question is, which one will ultimately define the year, and maybe the future of gaming itself?